Hey, I'm Mims Weldon, and today for my general informative speech, I'm going to be talking about becoming a physician's assistant and the required courses to take and getting into PA school and everything like that. So, to start off, my first resource was Webster's Dictionary, and I have a definition of a physician's assistant, and it is classified as a person certified to provide basic medical services, usually under the supervision of a licensed physician. So it's really a doctor's assistant, and they're just under the watch of a licensed doctor. So I've always kind of known I wanted to go into the medical field just because science has always clicked for me, and those are the courses I've enjoyed taking in high school. Two of my favorite classes I've taken have been AP Biology, which I took my junior year, so last year, and then Principles of Biomedical Science, which is a forensics class. We walked in on the first day and there was like a body laying on the ground, and so really anything anatomy related has really just been interesting to me. So being a physician's assistant has been appealing to me for many reasons. Like I said, I've always known I wanted to go into the medical field. My mom's a nurse. My uncle is a doctor, and then my cousin is actually a physician's assistant. And it's mainly appealing to me because the one career that I have thought about a lot is being a surgeon, and just the adrenaline rush and that quick response that they have to have with people coming into the emergency room and just dealing with the emergencies. It could be life or death, or maybe not, but I just want to have that adrenaline rush and have the quick reaction time and be able to take care of my patients. Another thing that's appealing to me about being a physician's assistant is that they do have more flexibility in their schedule. And when I get older, I do want to get married and have kids. And I think balancing a career and your family is important. And so surgeons do have to be in the hospital more than physician's assistants. And so I would like to have more flexible hours so I can spend time with my family, but also be focused on my career. And another thing that is appealing to me is there's so many different options being a physician's assistant. You can go into oncology, dermatology, orthopedics. My cousin is in ear, nose, and throat, and anesthesiology, really anything. And the other thing is you can change your path, because if you get your basic requirements to be a physician's assistant, you just have to go into different training for what the specific kind you want to be. So you can change it once you've gotten the basics for being a physician's assistant. And the last thing that's appealing to me, which is most appealing to me, not just about being a physician's assistant, but anything in the medical field, is that there's always a need for people in the medical field. Like the health careers is not just a fad. It's not something that will change. There will always be people in need of health care, and it's always something that will be important. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the requirements for being a physician's assistant. So you have to go to a 4-year institution, so college, and you have to graduate with a bachelor's degree. And you have to get all the required classes for just graduating regularly from college. But my second source, the AAPA, lists that the prerequisites for most physician's assistants are chemistry and upper level chemistry, and then chemistry labs such as regular chemistry labs and organic chemistry labs, and then anatomy and physiology, and then biology, cellular biology, and microbiology. And those would go hand in hand with all the other requirements for graduating from a regular college. And most people would major in something science related, as that would lead into going into the medical field, obviously. And then after you graduate with your bachelor's degree from your college, you're required to go to a 2-year physician's assistant school. And there are 2 possible entrance exams for getting into PA school. The first one is GRE, which stands for Graduate Record Examination, and that is required for basically all graduate's degree programs, not just PA school, really anything that you need your graduate's degree or master's degree for. And my third resource is from a blog from a physician's assistant student. His name is Paul Gonzalez, and he said that a competitive score on the GRE is a 300, and then a very competitive score is a 310 and above. So anything 310 and above is very competitive, and so you have a very likely chance of getting in. And then 300 is also very good. And then the second type of exam is the MCAT, which is the medical school admissions exam, which is just what most people use to get into med school. But most institutions don't need the MCAT. They mostly just require the GRE, but some do take the MCAT. So it just depends on where you're looking to go to as to where you need to, what tests you need to be taking. And then the final thing I'm going to talk about is the 4 PA institutions in South Carolina. So the first one is Francis Marion University here in Florence, and the second one is the Medical University of South Carolina, or MUSC, which is in Charleston, South Carolina, and then North Greenville University, which is obviously in Greenville, and then the University of South Carolina in Columbia. So I hope I've helped you understand a little bit more about becoming a physician's assistant, and thank you for watching.
Woo!